Kendrick versus Drake versus Lil Wayne. It is Young Money, Cash Money versus Kendrick and TDE. The biggest beef in hip hop is brewing, and baby, this silent killer right here, this one right here, Kendrick Lamar. First of all, I have to say, Kendrick, thank you so much for bringing back West Coast music. And I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, what about? No. Bringing it back to the extent that it is globally commercialized and popping right now in every club, on every Instagram post. It is everywhere. Not like us. Even in my speech at City Council, I said we not like them and they not like us. I quoted the infamous Kendrick Lamar. And look, I love Drake and I love Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is low-key the GOAT. So let's be very clear that every single person up here are GOATs. I just think that this is turning into some goat cheese of what's happening recently, because there's some goat cheese happening among the top three. It's some goat cheese, okay? And some would say that Drake is the cheese master. Now, Kendrick Lamar's beef with Drake and Lil Wayne continues. First, let's get into K-Dot's surprise album, GNX, that came out of nowhere, in which he addresses the Super Bowl halftime show drama on the intro song Whacked Out, Murals. Take a look at it right here. He said, I used to bump the Carter 3. I held my Rolly chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. Whatever, though, call me crazy, everybody questionable. Turn me into an Eskimo. I drew the line in decimals. Snoop posted TaylorMade. I prayed it was the edibles. I couldn't believe it. It was only right for me to let it go. Won the Super Bowl, and Nas the only one congratulate me. All these niggas agitated. I'm just glad they showing their faces. Well, leave it up to a thespian to write all of the chart-dropping hits that are going to end people's careers. Well, let me tell you something. This is what I heard when the album dropped. On repeat, because every time I play a song, everybody around me is playing it, and it has the whole industry talking. Let me tell you how creatively this was. First of all, Kendrick dropped They Not Like Us, and pretty much he didn't end Drake's career, but he put a major speed bump in it, if that makes any sense. Then, the Super Bowl, because you know Jay-Z and the NFL named Kendrick the Super Bowl halftime show instead of Lil Wayne in his hometown of Louisiana, which was another. And then, I don't know if you all knew this, Kendrick Lamar dropped GNX on the anniversary of Pink Friday. Nicki, Wayne, and Drake are all a part of Cash Money. So the artistic delivery of the precision and how he has been cutting them apart has been just something to watch. And I could tell you, I'm somebody sitting up trying to read budgets for a city government. Now I'm sitting here trying to read all the tea that's spilling all around me and couldn't wait to get back to work. Lil Wayne has now responded and reacted to it by going on Twitter, X, saying this. Man, what the fuck I do? I just be chilling and they still come for my head. Let's not take kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep. I beg you all. No one really wants destruction. Not even me. But I shall destroy if disturbed. On me. Love. That got 28 million views at the time that we pulled that asset for this thing. And the Bible says warning comes before destruction. But do you think anybody's listening? Well, maybe Drake did because he filed a lawsuit. Drake, you have totally fucked it up for light-skinned people, because now you got us out here looking soft as hell, doing something that Degrassi would have done. Drake shouldn't have did this. You need to tell him that you was sitting at home in your wheelchair and you wheeled to the phone to call up your lawyer as Degrassi, filed a lawsuit against him and Kendrick's label, Universal Music Group, also known as UMG, accusing them and Spotify of using bots, payola, and other tactics to artificially boost the sale of Kendrick's disc, Not Like Us. That was when he said, da-na-na-na, you know, hide your wives, hide your kids, pretty much, called him a pedophile and all those other things. According to journalist Lauren Lorenza, our friend, this is why Drake filed his lawsuit. This is what she said. did some reaching out, trying to understand why Drake would file this lawsuit. A source close to Drake's camp tells me Drake's side decided to file this suit not just because of the Not Like Us song, it's bigger than the song, which is why Drake is suing the label and not Kendrick directly. From what I'm told, Drake allegedly feels as if his label UMG is using money he's made them to fund Kendrick Lamar's song, burying him amidst a sensitive label negotiation he's currently in. Drake feels like the label is allegedly not protecting a major asset, which is him, which is conveniently timed around the time he's in negotiations for a new deal with the label. From what I'm told, Drake's feeling like if I was a Taylor Swift, a lot of things would have not have happened. This whole Drake and Kendrick back and forth. It's important to note that Lauren used to work at TMZ, so maybe she used some of her former TMZ contacts to call around and figure this out. So we'll just say that that's all allegedly. We don't know that that's true or not. What we do know is that a lawsuit has been filed on behalf of a rapper over a rap beef. We didn't see that during Sheether between Remy Ma and Nicki Minaj. We didn't see that during Ether between Nas and Jay-Z. We didn't see that between Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj. We didn't see that between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. We didn't see that between any of the other majors, Tupac and Biggie. We didn't see all of that, but we see it now, and it happens to come at the helm of somebody who they call it a colonizer. That was also on the song that Kendrick said that you were a colonizer going down to Atlanta using all the slaves to make you hot. This is tragic. This is horrible for hip hop. I am not even a hip hop head. The reason why I don't report on hip hop is because I be like academics and can't go nowhere. I love academics. He does his thing. His thing is to go after all of you, and I'm sure he has a lot to say. This is not my lane. Why? Because I'm going to run into you at the Nice Guy. You're going to sit there and ask me questions, and all of you rappers are going to call all your goons, which, by the way, I will send all y'all to prison because y'all already know I testify, so that's whatever. But Drake is out here suing the labels now, and you're going against Lucian Grange, who's the most powerful person in the music industry. Now, the next day, Drake took legal action again to file a complaint, not yet a full-on lawsuit against UMG and iHeart, of defamation over Kendrick's false accusations of him being a pedophile. Now, with this complaint, Drake's team is looking to dig up dirt to back their claim for a potential second lawsuit against UMG. Here's more. UMG could have refused to release or distribute the song or required the offending material to be edited and or removed, but UMG chose to do the opposite. UMG designed, financed, and then executed a plan to turn Not Like Us into a viral mega hit with the intent of using the spectacle of harm to Drake and his businesses to drive consumer hysteria and, of course, massive revenues. Then that plan succeeded, likely beyond UMG's wildest expectations. Is this just being oversensitive, or is this legitimate?
I think it's being oversensitive, and I'm disappointed. I thought Drake was gonna be above it because he's Drake. It's Drake. Who cares?
I feel a lot of ways about this because I'm a huge Drake fan. Any day I will play Drake over Kendrick. That's just me. I'm gonna play Drake down. However, Drake lost the beef. He lost it, and I feel like you should have just taken the L. And now he's doing this lawsuit. He did that stream with that white boy, and he was and they started playing Kendrick, and he was like, oh, take him off. Why are you doing that? Just be like Kendrick, be quiet, drop a surprise album, because he's still a legend. I don't think Drake knows he's Drake. Why are you talking? You lost the war, and the battle, and that's okay.
Well, yes, you lost. And I know this hurts because remember, Drake has had a lot of incidences in his career. You got slapped by Diddy at the club in Miami, at Live nightclub. You got slapped by Diddy then. Had nothing to do with baby oil or freak offs. You just got slapped. Then you had the beef with Kanye, where that was a whole thing, where then you guys got into this unhealthy competition. But none of it really rose to the level of you losing your crown. You had the crown, and then Kendrick snatched it off your Canadian brow. And what I would have done is wave the white flag. I would have bowed to Kendrick, and then I would have said, let's get in the studio. You do an album, I do an album. We'll do a joint album together. We'll go out on tour, sell out stadiums around the world. And I would have sold merch, and I would have brought in somebody like Kanye to design the merch. So I would have I would have turned all this into a bag. You got the world's attention, right? So why not turn it into money? Why turn it into mayhem? Now Kendrick dropped the album. He's probably in the studio right now with a big old pot cooking up another killer. And you're somewhere crying, hoping that somebody cares about your white tears. Nobody cares, Drake. And the thing about it is, I will say that the thing that really bothers me the most, and everybody knows how much I love the culture, how much I love celebrity culture, and everybody knows how much I love Drake because I knew Drake before he was famous. And we hung out with Drake at his party in London. But Drake has lost his way. When I was working with Kanye, I'll never forget, we went out one night to The Nice Guy, and I saw Drake there, and we exchanged niceties about, you know, his career, my career, how he's gotten to where he is. And then I saw him at the Michael Rubin party during the Super Bowl when Rihanna performed, and he was very, like, I will never forget, and it was him, Quavo, Travis, Odell Beckham, Chris Brown. All these people are right here. No, was Chris Brown there? Chris Brown, Chris Brown wasn't there. Yeah, maybe it was Tiana Taylor. It was all the people right there. And I said, hey, Drake, what's up? You know, like, when you coming on the show? And he was like, you know, I ain't fucking with you like that. Like, but yeah, I never said that. But like the way he said it, it wasn't like, not me. It was maybe like the show because he don't want to, you know, I don't know if it was the Nicki thing or what. But I remember saying like, that was not who Drake was. Drake was always a very humble, very grounded, very down-to-earth person. And sometimes fame is addictive. And he became the biggest superstar in the world. And then Kendrick popped in and was like, hold on. You're not like us. And what's happening is he's showing everybody now by the way he's acting that he isn't like us. Black people know we don't call I call the police. But in that culture, you know, you don't call the police. Whack 100 has been here to tell you we don't call the police. Now you got me texting memes to people because now it's like my phone is like a highway of hell around this thing because there's so many people that I know in the industry that are talking to me about it. And Drake, your crown is slipping. This is similar to how Nicki and Cardi thing went down. Nicki went down bad when it came to Cardi. This is different because Kendrick's not new, but it's still like you're going down bad over the beef. And Lil Wayne was minding his business and he caught a stray because Jay-Z booking him for the Super Bowl. And you know, they said Jay-Z don't like Drake. So it's like Jay-Z's somewhere in the background, sort of like with a remote control, like, let me get all these kill each other, whatever.
Because remember when Pusha T dropped the bomb about Adonis, his Drake's son existing, but Kendrick dropped the nuke, Lord.
Right, but when Pusha dropped it, Pusha was connected to Kanye.
Correct.
So that
was a whole thing.
You know, but there's no rules in war. But the pedophile thing, this is where I have to side with Drake. The pedophile line, again, I'm not a rapper. So again, you get in a rapper, the rap, it is what it is. You deal with it on wax, or you know how y'all do. Y'all go call the Crips and the Bloods and you pay them money to go kill people or whatever. Well, allegedly. Anyway. Y'all handle it in the streets and on wax. You know, us in media, we handle it in courts. We tell people, we call the police, we call the feds, get you on some charges, you know, get our outfits together for court because we're going to testify. We're different. We not like you. You not like us. So yes, in that regard, we don't. Now I'm the government, so you definitely know I'm going to tell. But in this instance, is Drake right? Because that like everywhere you go, hide your sister from him. Like you hear the words, wop, 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 wop. You know, A minor. I mean, it's kind of ingrained in our minds now, and it's like one of those things that does hurt the brand, but it didn't hurt it to the extent that nobody would want their kids around Drake because people are still around Drake, and nobody knows that Drake or believes that Drake is a pedophile.
Yeah.
But couldn't you sue?
I don't see why. It's just, I think it's dumb to sue. I think what you said should have been the thing. He should have just dropped another track and then made some money off of it. Like you're Drake, just keep going. Like
I know. I think he's in the lawsuit. It's something about like using bots, and I do think like a lot of labels. I do believe in like bots to like boost up streams, but I don't think only bots boosted that song up because that song is, especially being in LA, that song is everywhere.
I can't even take it anymore. I turn the radio off when it comes on because it's just played too much.
It's always in the club. It's always in your car.
When I get sworn in to city council, I'm walking out to that song. I'm at least the instrumental.
They not like us.
Da, 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 da. Yeah, of course.
It's fire.
Anyway, Drake, I just want to say this. All jokes aside, you've had a phenomenal career, and you have so much more ahead of you. You done made this man this man that made you cut your hair off. You done cut the little ponytails out. Now you got the fade again.
Don't go down bad.
But
Drake.
don't sleep on Drake either, because Drake, he get in that booth and he really put all his. I mean, he could come back and he could kill it, but let it live in the music. I don't want to see this turn into something else, because you all are great, but like, you got light skinned dudes. You got Shamar Moores and us out here looking crazy, bruh. I'm gonna need you to like get it together.